My 95% win rate strategy gives me consistent days like this, this, and this. Today we're not only going to backtest an entire month together, but I'm going to show you exactly how it works. Now before we're going to start with the strategy, you need to know that this strategy works on all instruments, futures, forex, and crypto. So the first thing you want to do is find the direction for the day. Before you come to the markets to make money, you need a plan for the day. And for that, I want you to go onto the top left of your screen and select the daily chart. And from here on, we do this because now every single candle represents one day worth of price action. So this is the first thing you want to ask yourself every single time that you're going to approach the markets. Is price going for the previous day high or for the previous day low? Now in this case, it's going for the previous day high, so I'm going to mark it out for us. Which leads us to step 2, identify key levels. Because marking out the previous day high or low is already half of the job done. But it's not enough in order for us to take a trade. So the way you're going to do that is go onto your top left and go onto the 1 hour chart. Now each and every single candle is going to represent 1 hour worth of price action. Now if you look very closely onto this kind of price action, you can already see that we have relative equal highs. Now relative equal highs is when you have two swing highs being relatively equal close to each other. That is another reason for us to go to the upside, because there is a bunch of liquidity residing up there, so this is more confidence for us to trade higher. Which leads us to step 3, which is the entry. You always want to go onto the 0 AM candle, UTC standard time, and then take a trade from here on. So what you're going to do next is set up your market order, stop loss 50 pips, and your take profit is going to be 10 pips. And from here on, you just want to let the trade play out and see how it goes. So as you can see, that is straight a take profit hit, and we gained approximately 400 bucks just off one trade alone. So all we really did in this trade is identify the direction for the day and also a draw on liquidity, which gave us higher probability that we're going to go for the upside and not for the downside. But here's a very important rule. After your take profit has been reached, close the charts and move on with your day. Because trading should be freedom and not hook you for the entire day, looking at charts and basically destroying your entire mental capacity. So this leads us to the final step of the strategy. Move on to the next 0 AM candle, UTC 0 time, and look for another trade entry, which is going to be the next day. This ensures that you're only going to take one trade a day. So we are quickly going to skip onto the 0 AM candle and do the same steps over again. So we're going to do the exact same steps all over again. Now step 1 is identify the direction. Where are we likely going to go? For the previous day high when this candle is about to open, or for the previous day low? Now in this case, we have already violated the previous day high, so most likely we're not going to go anywhere higher, and if we do, then it's an unprobabilistic setup, so we're not going to take it and skip on to the next day. This is very important that you keep following the rules, because otherwise you will not get the same results. So here's another example, and the steps apply the same. Now the first step is direction. Are we going for the previous day high or for the previous day low? It's the single most important question you want to ask yourself every single day. Now in this example, we can see that this week rejected off of something. We don't even have to specifically know what it rejected off, but since our bias is bullish anyways, because we're just so close onto the previous day high, we might as well keep our bias bullish. So I'm going to mark out the previous day high. Now step 2 is going to be mark out key levels. You want to go into the 1 hour chart once again, and once you are there, you want to look for more confluences and reasons on why the price should go higher. Now in this case, we can clearly see that we have two swing highs being relatively equal close to each other, so we have confirmed relative equal highs. Because once again, this ensures that we're not taking blind trades, and we actually have an entire framework on what to trade. And we have already arrived at step 3, which is going to be the entry. Now as always, you want to start at the 0 AM candle, stop loss going to be 50 pips, and your take profit is going to be 10. Now another alternative for this trade would be to raise your entire take profit to get more reward. However, I don't advise that because this is going to be significantly lowering your win rate. So we're going to take our standard setup and let's see how it goes. Now guys, you can have the best strategy, the best risk management, and also be a master at psychology, but every professional trader needs a professional journal. That's why I personally use TradeLens. Now if you want a 10% discount, it's the second link in the description. So once again, that is straight up into our take profit. The strategy has a low risk to reward, but it ensures that we have a professional equity curve by the end of the year. And for the next trade, we're going to do the exact same thing at the exact same time over and over again. Now the first step is going to be the direction as always. However, repetition is key, so make sure to watch the video all the way to the end, because only that way I can guarantee the same results. So from now on, we're going to keep the space a little bit higher. Where is the next candle going to go? For the previous day high or for the previous day low? Now of course it's going to go for the previous day high, since we have already established movement onto the upside, so we might as well just go there. So as always, we want to go into a lower time frame and look for more confluences. So right now we are on the 4-hour chart, and what can we spot? I can already see that we have a bunch of relative equal highs being very close to each other. So what is more likely going to happen? That we're going to go all the way lower for this entire liquidity down in here, or since we have already established movement onto the upside, we might as well just go higher. Now look, the key to trading is not to get lost in the volume of price action. You have to make sure that you're trading with the price action and not against it. So this step is crucial for this strategy to actually work out. So as always, what we want to do is go into the 1-hour chart and skip to the 0 AM candle. So since we have marked out multiple levels that need to get hit before we go lower, we know that price is going to go higher. So once again, we're just going to take a long onto the upside. Our stop loss is going to be 50 pips and our take profit is going to be about 10 pips. So we're going to take the trade and let's see how it goes. Now you can see this is another take profit hit, because this ensures that our win rate stays extremely high due to our low risk to reward. Now of course you can also shoot way higher for the relative equal highs, or even for other major sell side liquidity that you're seeing on the left of your chart. But I advise to take this as a guideline and then expand the strategy if needed. However, this strategy already works on its own and gives perfect results. However, chances are you already had a proven strategy that was working and you're still not profitable. The reason for that is because you're lacking the right guidance in order to become a profitable trader. That's why I've opened my mentorship, where I teach traders on how to become profitable. I do this by analyzing the charts with my students together, analyzing the markets live, and also guiding you through everything that you have to learn in order to become a profitable trader. Now, due to the capacity of my mentorship, I cannot let everybody in. So if the first thing in the description is still working, then you can still enter the mentorship. However, if not, then you would have to wait for the next cycle, if there is even going to be a next cycle to begin with. Now, if you have made it this far into the video, you might as well just like the video, subscribe to the channel, and make sure you comment down below what the most valuable thing you learned today was. Thank you guys for watching. See you guys next one.